Bryan Fonville said that was the Waco Children's Choir singing Texas Our Texas, and I said, oh, really? Where are they? He was just pulling my leg. We're back at WISD Stadium where that's a beautiful rendition of Texas Our Texas, but it's a pre-recorded version.
Tom, prove to me that it's not the Waco Children's Chorus.
I mean, I don't know if Waco even has a children's chorus. This is Tom Nesbitt and Bryan Fonville and Graham Braunstein at WISD Stadium where they've sung the national anthem. They've played a rendition of Texas Our Texas. The captains are locked arms about to walk out for the opening coin flip. Waco High hosting Killeen-Ellison. Opening day of District 12 6A play here for Waco High, as Bryan Fonville broke down earlier. Kwame Cavill still looking for his first district win of his career here now in the opening stages of his second year here. The Waco High is also nursing an 11-game losing streak. They won the opener under Kwame Cavill against University and then went 0-9 to end last season. They come into tonight's game at 0-2 on this season, but as does Ellison. I would say Ellison has had a tougher schedule than Waco High has, but both of these teams looking for their first win. Y'all want to say anything?
I agree with all of that.
Okay. Looks like the captains tonight are Jerome Ratliff and Zamir Latchison and Jorge Ramirez and Patrick Tucker for Waco High. Waco High drill team makes its way off the field. A beautiful night tonight. Sun's gone down behind the west stands. It's hot out there, but a little bit of a breeze coming in. It looks like those flags indicate a very mild. Actually, the flags on the other side are dead still. The flags in the south end zone are showing a little bit of a breeze from the east. Brian, make sure you can see try to see what happens down there.
Yeah, my eyes are fixed on this, Tom. I'm not going to miss it. I always miss it.
Coin has been flipped. Looks like Ellison won the toss, and they are going to defer. We can just hear the officials say it, can't we? Waco High is going to receive this ball, of course, and they'll turn their backs to the north end zone. That wind is not going to be a factor. It's really a slight breeze. Waco High is going to receive this ball. Killeen-Ellison will kick from right to left, from south to north here at WISD Stadium. We're going to take a very short break, a 1-minute break, and we're going to come back to the opening kickoff. Waco High hosting Killeen-Ellison. Waco High football, 101.3 FM. We're ready for the opening kickoff here at WISD Stadium. Kicking off 12-6A play. Jeremy Powell and Jerome Ratliff back deep for Waco High. This kick is going to go toward the sideline, and Powell catches it on the run at the 10. He's got a seam to the 20, 25, 29-yard line. Jeremy Powell, a nice return there on the opening kickoff. Waco High will take over moving left to right here in the first quarter.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He kind of faked like he was going to cut that one up into the middle and then did a nice job tiptoeing along the sideline, picking up about maybe 15 on the return. Be interesting to see what Waco High runs here on their first offensive possession. They come out opening in a 4-wide receiver set.
Davion Long in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, slot back to the right. First play of the game, ball on the right hash. Waco High moving left to right. Here is the reverse coming around Ratliff, right side, 30. He's got a seam, 35, 40, 43-yard line, and a first down. And they do come out with a little trick play on the opening kickoff, trying to get the ball in the hands of their playmaker, Jerome Ratliff, and they do.
Looked like some early movement from Ellison and Waco High, but no flags thrown.
Jaden Ridge stands behind and to the right of Davion Long, who's in the pistol. Here is the snap, play action, fakes it up the right sideline. It is caught at the 38-yard line, caught by Xavier Williams, the junior wide receiver. Another Waco High first down and a dart by Davion Long.
Yeah, and Williams is lined up in that slot. Nobody for Ellison shading over in his direction.
Waco High going quickly. Here is the handoff to Ridge, right side. He's hitting the backfield. He's going to be dropped for a loss. Back outside the 40 to the 42-yard line, loss of 4.
We'll see what that does. Waco High going with tempo early. They had a great execution on those first 2 plays, but now lost about 4 yards on that play.
Xavier Williams and Anthony Abrams split to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Jerome Ratliff on the inside over there on the left. Here is the snap. Throws left side. Ratliff overthrows him, incomplete.
Too bad, because there was really only one guy out there that Ratliff was going to have to beat. And if you put Ratliff in space against one guy, I like Ratliff's chances.
This Waco High offensive line is going to have to do some work tonight. Ellison's blitzed the linebacker a couple times, and they have some big D linemen up there on the front lines.
It brings up 3rd down and 14 for Waco High from the Ellison 42-yard line. First possession of the game. Play action. Long wants to throw. In the pocket. Flag comes in. That's going to be a hold. Long gets out of the pressure to the 40 to the 36-yard line. That is going to be a hold on Waco High. Ellison will accept, of course, the 10-yard penalty. Put Waco High in a 3rd down and 24 situation.
Yeah, really frustrating. Waco High came out, executed very well, and now they're facing an early 3rd and 24.
So 3rd down and 24 for Waco High. Back now in their own territory at the 48-yard line. Long play action. 3 receivers left. He's looking for him. He's hitting the backfield. He's going to be dropped. He's going to be sacked back at the 38-yard line. Waco High had a couple of good plays, but then went way backwards. This brings up 4th down, and they got to get to – where do they got to get to?
I don't know, but you're probably Stan Schleter Freeway down in Killeen. Is that what you were going to say?
I was going to say Eddie, you know.
Oh, okay.
Down near Temple.
You've always got something. You know, whatever I predict is not going to be what you're going to say. I mean, you would say the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, the Taco Cabana in Temple. Waco High brings the punt team out. Omar Espinosa, the senior punter, will punt this. Isaiah Grant is going to field it inside the 30. He's hit immediately, but he gets out of that tackle. He's hit again at the 30 and tackled there. Good kick, good coverage by Waco High. They're going to set up Ellison at the 30. They're going to mark him up at the 30-yard line. So Ellison takes over.
It was great special teams from Waco High there. Cavante Lilly, senior defensive back for Waco High, playing on that special teams unit, got down there early. Ellison able to spin out of that one, but not able to spin away from the gang of Waco High defenders that just descended upon him.
Ellison's quarterback is Breezion Spiller, second-year starter, left-handed quarterback. He's got 2 in the backfield with him. 1 split to the right, 1 split to the left. Tight end is to the right. Ball on the right hash. Ellison moving right to left in a scoreless game. Play action. Spiller, the left-hander. Cox unloads. He's throwing deep, and it bounces off the shoulder pads. That would have been a touchdown. Stacy Brown, that ball just bounced off his shoulder pads as he had about 2 steps on the Waco High defense.
And that was a beautiful ball. Spiller took a 7-step drop back and just launched that one deep down the field. Hit him right in stride, but bounced off, I think you said it, Tom, off of his shoulder pads. Tried to catch it with his body.
No score, 9:42 to play first quarter. Ellison with the ball after Waco High punted to Ellison. 2nd and 10 for Ellison from their own 30-yard line. Now Spiller, hands off, big hole, 35-40. 45 midfield, left sideline to the 40, to the 35-yard line, and that was Demasha Harris.
And Demasha Harris looks good running the ball, doesn't he, Tom?
He does look good. He took it for 40 yards. Now, they're going to spot that at the 36-yard line. I think at the 30, but they knocked him out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Gain of 34 on the play. Harris is behind Spiller, who's in the pistol, 1st and 10. And here is the handoff to Harris. No, that's not Harris. That's Sheridan, Ezekiel Sheridan. He's got 7 yards to the 29-yard line. So brings up 2nd down and 7 for Ellison at the Waco High 29-yard line. Ellison moving right to left. Spiller in the pistol. He's got Sheridan to his right. He hands off into the middle left side to the 25 to the 20, first down to the 15-yard line. That was Harris again. I think that Harris pronounces his first name Damasje, D-A-M-A-S-H-J-A.
Damasje?
Damasje, I think. I don't know. It's
okay.
First and 10, Ellison from the Waco High 15-yard line. Harris and Sheridan in the backfield. Spiller takes the snap, hands off. Sheridan, right guard. He's got the 15. He's got the 14-yard line, gain of 2.
And that was really the first great play we've seen by the Waco High defense, clogging up that hole. The holes in the Waco High defense have been shown early. Outside of that one deep pass, they've struggled.
There a flag.
There was a flag, but they waved it off. Sorry, Tom.
No, that's right.
Those listening at home couldn't see me motioning with my hand for nothing.
Second down and 8 for Ellison from the Waco High 14-yard line. 8:03 to play first quarter. No score. Sheridan, the lone man in the backfield with Spiller. Play action. Spiller looks to run. He is going to be tackled at the 15-yard line. Loss of 1. They're going to spot him back at the 16-yard line. Loss of 2. Brings up a big third down and 10.
That was a great tackle by Ivan Chappelle, Tom. We've called his name a lot this season.
Yeah, really made a name for himself versus Georgetown. He had a couple great times where he got into the backfield.
Empty back. We'll see. I thought Spiller was going to call a timeout. Big third down and 10 from the Waco High 16 for Ellison. Empty backfield for Spiller. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Here's the snap. Spiller wants to run it again right into the line. He's got a crease to the 10, to the 6-yard line. Well, it's going to be close. They're going to spot him shy of the 6. I think he needed the 6. I think this is going to bring up fourth down. They're going to bring the chains out. No, they're not going to bring the chains out. He is short. He is a yard short. It's going to bring up fourth down and 1 for Ellison from the Waco High 7-yard line.
It really looked like Waco High was all over that. They had a rusher off the left edge come right into that backfield, but great job by Spiller of improvising.
Ellison going to go for it. Harris and Sheridan are in the backfield. Spiller in the pistol. Here is the handoff to Sheridan, left guard, first down. Flag comes in. He dives for the end zone. They call it a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play. A hold on Ellison. That's a huge penalty, of course. Ellison had the first down. They had the touchdown, but that's going to be called back. And it's going to bring up fourth down and 11 for Ellison, and we'll see what they do.
Yeah, they're not sending out any different personnel, Tom. Looks like they might be setting up to go for this.
Well, now they send some new personnel out. You're right, Brian, though. They hadn't sent anybody out. I mean, we're pretty sure they're not going to punt, you know.
Yeah.
You don't punt from the other team's 17-yard line, do you, Graham?
I mean, I wouldn't think so.
They are lining up for a 34-yard field goal attempt. LaCharles Sapp, 5'9", 150-pound junior kicker, out of the hold of Felifa Mauga. Hey, don't laugh. That's how he pronounced it.
No, it sounded really.
It sounded like I made it up.
Well, I don't.
Like I made up the pronunciation is what I mean. Here is the Sapp attempt. Ellison trying to convert on a 34-yard field goal on their opening possession. Snaps down, kick is up. Kick is knuckleball, but it is good. Ellison strikes first, 3-0, 6:29 to play first quarter. Waco High football, 101.3 FM. LaCharles Sapp, who just kicked a 34-yard field goal for Ellison, kicks off to Jerome Ratliff. He fields it at the 12, to the 15, to the 20, 25, the 30, to the 34-yard line. Waco High trails Ellison 3-0, 6:22 to play first quarter.
Crafty running by Ratliff. He didn't really have much to work with, and he hit a hole, but obviously the Ellison defenders collapsed on him.
Oh, sorry, Tom. I was hearing the radio in my ears. It'll be interesting to see what Waco High. The offense had some signs of life there until they started going backwards once they got into Ellison territory. But they've had a chance to go over to the sideline, kind of calm things down. Hopefully, you come out a little bit more poised here. They had a lot of success on those. I say a lot of success, as much success as you can have on a couple of plays with those quick throws out in the flat.
Ellison running a lot of man coverage and sending 4 or 5 to rush into that backfield.
First down and 10 for Waco High. They penalty moves this ball up to the 39-yard line. I didn't see the call. It was Waco High first and 10 from their own 39-yard line. Here is Jaden Ridge off right tackle. Lowers his head to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a half a yard to the 39.5. 6:11, 6:10 to play first quarter. Ellison leads Waco High 3-0 in the District 12 6A opener. Adrian Rodriguez is in there at running back. He stands to the right, and Ridge stands to the left of Davion Long. Now Ratliff comes in. That's not Ratliff, but here's the handoff to Rodriguez. Around left end, he's got the 40, the 45, spins ahead to the 48-yard line. A nice run, sets up 3rd and 1. Adrian Rodriguez looked quick on that play. That was Xavier Williams who had come in motion. Jerome Ratliff comes into the game, and Roy McChristian, the wide receiver, comes out. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Davion Long on a big-time 3rd and 1 for Waco High. And here Ellison jumps. Waco High does not snap it. Ooh, like he got halfway into the backfield. 6 on the play clock. Empty backfield for Long on 3rd and 1. He's got the snap, throws out into the left flats. It is caught. 50, 47-yard line out of bounds, first down. And we think that's Anthony Abrams, number 84. We got an 84 Anthony Abrams in the program and an 85 wide receiver out there, which is the jersey number that Abrams wore last week. So we apologize. We're not sure, but we're going to call that Anthony Abrams. Now first down and 10 from the Ellison 46-yard line, and Long sends 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Here is the handoff to Jaden Ridge, right guard. He's got 5 yards to the 42-yard line.
Great piece of running by Ridge. It gives Waco High something to work with, setting up a 2nd and short.
Got about 4.5. They call it 2nd and 6 on the scoreboard. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Waco High moving left to right. Play action, pump fake. Up the right sideline. He's got a man. Oh, he just overthrew him. Davion Long just overthrew. Was that Walker?
Ramondo
Neal. Number 16?
Yes.
Yeah, he kind of ran in like they were going to do one of those quick throws out in the flat, and then he cut up field, and might have been a miscommunication in the Ellison secondary because he had a lot of open room.
It brings up 3rd and a long 5 for Waco High from the Ellison 42. 3-0. Ellison leads. 4:27 to play first quarter. Waco High moves left to right, ball on the left hash, play action. Long flushed out of the pocket. He evades the rush, buys time, throws to O'Neal. It is incomplete. Kind of came in low, and O'Neal had to go to his knees to get it, couldn't come up with it. 4th down and 6 for Waco High from the Ellison 46.
Looks like Waco High will punt this ball away. They're kind of in no man's land, but that long 3rd and 5.
And Long had Jerome Ratliff on the right side open. If he'd seen him, Ratliff had enough for the first down.
Waco High does kind of an unusual thing in high school football. They bring a brand new 11-man punt team out onto the field. A lot of times you'll see the same personnel in there. The play clock down to 2 to 1, and they do get the snap off. No. What do they? Maybe Waco High called a timeout because that ball was snapped before the clock went to 00.
Yeah, there's a timeout signal down here, Tom.
Yeah, timeout.
Yeah. All right, Waco High calls a timeout. We'll take a short break here. 4:20 to play first quarter. Ellison leads Waco High 3-0. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 FM.
Let me tell you about the Zimmerman Law Firm, Central Texas personal injury law firm. They are a successful and caring team of partners. When you call the Zimmerman Law Firm, you will see an actual attorney with over 50 years strong. Zimmerman doesn't outsource smaller claims. They want to help each and every client. They work with their cases and work them hard. Simply put, they take the rock off your shoulders. The Zimmerman Law Firm, passionate, optimistic attorneys committed to winning.
Call 1-800-INJURIES.
Waco High on to punt here. Omar Espinosa, the Waco High punter, set to punt to Killeen-Ellison. Good snap. Espinosa's got it. Wobbly, short kick, good kick. It bounces at the 20. Takes a Waco High bounce. It's going to roll inside the 10. It's going to roll to the 6-yard line and down there. 4:09 to play. Waco High trails 3-0. I got a text here from Lisa Saxenian, who apparently made it into the stadium. You know, everybody was worried that she wasn't going to get here in time, but she did. And she says Derek Johnson is in the house tonight to watch her nephew, to watch his nephew, Zamir Latchison, play for Waco High.
You know who Zamir Latchison is, right?
Yeah, I do.
The younger brother of Xavier Latchison.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's the nephew of Derek Johnson. Yeah. So always glad to have Derek Johnson in the house. And Lisa Saxenian, too.
Yeah. Was she able to find a parking spot?
Yeah, she finally found one. I think she's got like a reserve spot out there. 1st and 10, Ellison from their own. They spot that ball at the 8-yard line. 2 in the backfield along with Spiller. Here is the handoff to Harris, left guard. He dances. Now he's got a room to the 5, to the 10, to the 11-yard line. Nice gain of 8. It looked like they had him kind of pinned in.
Yeah, he's kind of patiently running. That Ellison offensive line has been getting a pretty good push. I think every Waco High defender was probably pushed off 2 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Ezekiel Sheridan and Demasha Harris in the backfield with Spiller on 2nd down and 2. Play action. Spiller wants to throw. He's got time. Throws up the left sideline. It is caught at the Waco High 39-yard line and out of bounds. And a great catch there by Trayon Spiller.
Yeah, the ball was underthrown, but he did a nice job of coming back to it. The Waco High defender kind of lost where it was.
Yeah, that's Leon Walker, and without your starter.
And his right foot was out of bounds. They just showed the replay.
Yeah, without your starter, Key Montero, you have an inexperienced Leon Walker, and it shows right there on the long pass.
That would have been challenged if this was in college or NFL.
And now Spiller comes out of the game, replaced by Felifa Mauga at quarterback. He's still got Sheridan and Harris in the backfield with him on 1st and 10 from the Waco High 39-yard line. Mauga takes the snap. He hands off to Harris. Harris is across the 40 to the 36-yard line. Gain of 3. And here comes Spiller back into the game, out for just that one play. Felifa Mauga stays in the game. Now there's
a lot of guys on the field right now.
Deshaun Fixture on that tackle. He's a name that we haven't really heard too much this year. He is a senior. He's supposed to be a leader for this defense, and I hope we hear his name a little bit more tonight.
2nd down and 7 for Ellison from the Waco High 36. Harris and Sheridan on either side of Spiller, and Sheridan gets it around right end, and he's got nowhere to go. He's hit it right at the 36. He may have got half a yard, but it brings up 3rd down and 6 for Ellison. They spot that ball just shy of the Waco High 35-yard line. 3-0. Ellison leads Waco High. 2:26 to play in the first quarter here at WISD Stadium. Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 7 for Ellison. Moving right to left. Demasha Harris and Ezekiel Sheridan are in the backfield. Spiller in the pistol on 3rd down and 7. Play action. Spiller wants to throw. He's bust out of the pocket. That's a hold. Flag comes in. Spiller's going to dance for the 1st down. Beautiful move to the 30, to the 25, to the 22. Oh, and then a flag comes in at the end of that play. So what was going to be a holding penalty is now going to be offsetting penalties, and we're going to play 3rd and 7 over again. I say that. Let's see. Waco High's pointing at Ellison.
That was a nifty little run, right? Man, Spiller showed just a little bit of everything on there.
We have 2 flags. One is obviously a hold. The next one is at the end of the play. Let's see the official coming over to talk to Kwame Cavill. Kwame Cavill does not look happy. Oh, no, you know what? I think, let's listen.
Nice.
Oh, that penalty at the end was a block in the back, so it was a hold on Ellison and a block in the back on Ellison. They take the hold, and that pushes Ellison back to the 45-yard line of Waco High and brings up 3rd down and about 16. They need the Waco High 29-yard line. Spiller in the pistol. He's got Sheridan and Harris to either side of him on 3rd and 16 from the Waco High 45. Spiller to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws into the flat. Sheridan's caught it at midfield, but he's smothered at the 47-yard line, and Waco High sets up a punting situation for Ellison.
Great tackle by Tyrone Minute and Ivan Chappelle, both guys who we knew were going to have to make big plays in this game to fill those holes in the Waco High defense.
It's also good coverage down the field. Those Waco High defensive backs were all over those receivers. The pocket did break down, but Spiller didn't really have anywhere to throw that. Had to check it down.
Jerome Ratliff and Zaleon Walker back deep to receive this punt. Ellison still running personnel on 7-6, 5 on the play clock. Waco High brings a man on late. Here is the punt. Good snap. And it's a good high spiraling punt. Punts it away from Ratliff. Punts it at the corner. It bounces. It takes a Waco High bounce from the 8 back to the 10-yard line. And they pin Waco High deep here. Nice punt there by Ellison and Stacy Brown, the wide receiver.
Tom, we really haven't taken a moment to self-congratulate ourselves for not falling into kind of what would be cliche here on Friday the 13th and kind of playing up that theme, but I do need to point out the beautiful full moon rising here to the east. Is that the east?
Yeah, that's the east. Yes.
Yeah, anyway. Got a nice red kind of, what would you call it? An amber hue.
Yeah, it's like a
beautiful.
A harvest moon or something.
Yeah.
1st and 10, Waco High from their own 10-yard line. They trail Ellison 3-0. Ratliff around right in trying to get the edge. Can't get the edge. Well, he tucks it up and gets a tough 4 yards, maybe 5 to the 15. Looked like he was pinned in, and then he just lowered his shoulder and split 2 defenders for 4 yards.
It's going to be hard for Waco High to get those big run plays. The Ellison defensive line has been in the backfield very quickly on just about every play.
They spot him to the 15. 2nd down and 6. And here is Jaden Ridge, tries the left end, nowhere to go. Tackled for a loss back to the 9. And yeah, that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. Waco High trails Ellison 3-0. Come on back for more district play. Waco High and Ellison on 101.3 FM. You had a Midway and Killeen score.
Yeah, Midway is down 7-0 to Killeen at the end of the first quarter.
Here, Waco High trails Ellison 3-0 and faces a big 3rd down. Drops back to pass, throws, caught by Ratliff, 15, 20, 1st down, 25, 30, 31-yard line. And, man, you just see he just is very close to breaking that off for 85 yards. But a big conversion on 3rd down on the screen play.
Yeah, great job by Davion Longer just sitting back in that pocket, rolling out and finding Ratliff.
Davion Long sends 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 1st and 10. Here's Ridge, right tackle. No, Long kept the ball. He fooled me on the zone read, but he keeps it for about 3, maybe 4 yards. He's got the 36-yard line, Waco High's own 36. Yeah, they give him 4 yards to the 36-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ball on the left hash. Here is the handoff to Jaden Ridge. He runs hard for 1 yard to the 37-yard line. Brings up another third down for Waco High. 3rd and 5 from their own 37-yard line. 10:55 to play second quarter. Waco High trails 3-0 here against the Ellison Eagles. Ball on the left hash. That's the near hash. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Big 3rd and 5 here. Davion Long to throw. Blitz coming. He tries to avoid it. Throws in the right flats. Overthrows his man. Incomplete. Intended over there for Redmond O'Neill. And that's going to bring up a punting situation for Waco High.
You know, I don't even think that was a situation where the blitz was too much for the offensive line to handle. I don't know what happened on that. It's not like they brought more guys than Waco High had blockers for. It's just that 3 guys ended up in the backfield and Long had to run for his life.
Well, yeah, Ellison's really wearing down the SO line. They've plugged those holes. It looks like there's room to run, and then suddenly there's not.
Isaiah Grant back deep to receive the Espinosa punt. He calls for a fair catch, and he makes it at the 36-yard line. So flip the field from 136 to the other. Killeen-Ellison at their own 36-yard line, leading Waco High 3-0. I'll tell y'all this, man. I am looking forward to the halftime segment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for those, we're bringing back, you know, this broadcast is at the point in time where we have kind of a greatest hits catalog. It's not much of a catalog, and maybe it's more of a greatest hit. But, yeah, we'll be playing a segment that aired back in 2016 on the Crash at Crush.
Can't wait. 1st down and 10, Ellison at their own 36-yard line, moving left to right, leading Waco High 3-0. Low snap, Spiller's got it. Quarterback sweep around the left end. Flag comes in the area of a hold. Spiller's got 3 yards to the 39-yard line. We'll see the meaning of the flag. It is a hold on Ellison.
I just feel like Waco High needs some sort of play to get this crowd in this game. Just kind of sense a little bit of a lull in the energy. Need something to cheer for.
First down and 20 now for Ellison. Ball back at their own 26-yard line. Harris and Sheridan on either side of Spiller, who's in the pistol, moving left to right here in the second quarter. Play action. Spiller wants to throw. He dances in the pocket. Now he just unloads up the middle of the field, and it is intercepted by Waco High. That is a great interception by Jalen Rhymes, who just came over from the right quarterback position and got in front of that ball.
Flag in the backfield here about the 25-yard line.
I think that's going to be a hold, though, so hopefully that interception will hold up. Pun intended.
Looks like it will be as the Ellison offense heads off the field. Yeah, really a great interception by Rhymes.
Rhymes came over from cornerback, and, you know, it looked like, I think Spiller probably thought, where did that guy come from? He made up so much ground to peel off of his man as Spiller had lofted that ball up the middle of the field. And Rhymes just came over and probably seemed to come from out of nowhere to the wide receiver.
Yeah, really, Spiller probably thought he was just camped out right under that ball. It was going to fall right into his hands, and Ryan just comes out of nowhere and makes the great interception.
So Waco High with the ball now. That's the spot marked at their own 30-yard line. Davion Long sends 3 receivers to the right. That's the far side of the field with the ball on the left hash. Waco High moving right to left in those red jerseys, red helmets, and white pants. 1 receiver to the left is Abrams. Here is the snap to Long. He's going to take it himself off left end. He's going nowhere. He's going backwards 1 yard to the 29.
Looks like Waco Cavil's going to have to open up this playbook to some passes. These run plays are not working right now.
That is a astute comment that I feel certain that Graham Braunstein will tell Coach Cavill on Monday morning when he sees him in the halls at Waco High. 2nd down and 11 for Waco High from their own 29-yard line. Long in the shotgun. He hands to Ridge, right tackle. Ridge fights his way across the 30 to the 32-yard line, gain of 3. whistles, but I don't see flags.
Tom, I thought we established in week 1 that Graham was texting Kwame Cavill on the sideline.
I think that's right.
Okay.
He was giving him kick coverage advice.
Like, hey, don't kick it to that guy.
3rd down and 8 for Waco High from their own 32-yard line, trying to make something happen after the turnover. Long, calmly throws up the left sideline for Abrams. It is tipped incomplete. Just barely missed Anthony Abrams up the left sideline, and that's going to bring up a punting situation for Waco High with exactly 9 minutes to play in the second quarter, and Waco High trailing Ellison 3-0.
That ball oh, go ahead, Graham.
No, you got it.
I was going to say that ball initially looked overthrown, but Abrams was able to catch up with it and was able to get his left hand on it, but wasn't able to pull it in on the one-handed grab.
Yeah, I agree. He did a great job getting to that ball. It looked like there was a lot of contact between Grant and Abrams in those first 10 yards.
Yeah.
Omar Espinosa to kick to Isaiah Grant on 4th down and 7. Low snap, but Espinosa's got it, and he's got a high, wobbly kick. Fair catch called for. Grant runs up and goes to his knee to catch it, but does catch it at the 39-yard line. So Ellison will take over at its own 39, leading Waco High 3-0, 8:52 to play second quarter.
Tom, do you think we need to get some more hype for that halftime segment?
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
We'll do that later.
Yeah.
They're about to run a play here. 1st down and 10 for Ellison from their own 39-yard line. Breezion Spiller, the left-handed quarterback, is in the pistol. He's got Harris and Sheridan in the backfield. He turns, he hands to Harris. Harris dances at the line of scrimmage and hit at the 40 and dropped. Looked like he was going to have room to run, but he goes for a gain of only about 1. Oh, they're spotting him at the 41. He never got to the 41, but that's where they spot it for a 2-yard gain.
Tom, I think that was Adrian Rodriguez in on that tackle there.
Yeah, number 4, Adrian Rodriguez.
2nd down and 8 for Ellison at their own 41-yard line. Spiller hands off to Harris. Harris has the 45 midfield. 1st down, spins to the Waco High 44-yard line. And, man, he was not touched until he was about 4 yards downfield and had a head of steam up. Had a big pulling guard in front of him. We about to lose you, Graham, to the TV broadcast?
In a little bit.
1st and 10, Ellison from the Waco High 44. Here is the handoff to Sheridan, left tackle. Sheridan, lots of room to run to the 40 to the 36-yard line. Gain of about 9. There is a hurt Killeen-Ellison Eagle down on the field. Graham Braunstein does something for Waco ISD. What do you do for Waco ISD TV,
I think my title is the sideline reporter. I go and interview some people of interest during the halftime and the end of the third quarter. Last week I interviewed Mr. Pat Atkins, who received the Lifetime Athletic Honor Roll Award, and at the end of the third quarter I interviewed the Waco Mighty Lion Pride Band director, Mr. Scott Stewart.
I think the thing about Graham's interviews is that, he's not asking them softball questions.
No.
Yeah, he's asking, people like Pat Atkins to break down how school finance reform works and stuff.
It's like it's just exactly like what we can imagine in the cafeteria at Waco High on Monday. Like, hey, Coach, when are you going to open up the playbook?
Yeah.
We can't tell who the injured player is for Ellison, but they look like everybody's kneeled around him. There's 7:40 to play in the second quarter here at WISD Stadium. Killeen-Ellison leads Waco High 3-0, and they're on the move at the 36 in Waco High territory. They're helping the injured player to his feet. Looks like maybe a kind of a ankle or a leg situation, and I think that's Harris. That is the running back that's one of the two main running backs for Ellison, Demasha Harris.
He's not putting any weight on that left leg. And he wasn't even the ball carrier on that play, Tom. He was blocking. Which is not to say you can't get injured if you're not running the ball, but
yeah. Santos Lacewell comes in at running back to replace Harris. 2nd down and 2 for Ellison from the Waco High 36. And here is Lacewell. He's got it. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and tackled for no gain. Was that Fisher? Can't tell. That number's kind of scrunched up. That was Deshaun Fisher with a great tackle for, I guess they're going to give him about a half yard to the 35-yard, to just shy of the 35-yard line, and bring up a 3rd down and 1.
I think Fisher must have heard what Graham was saying about him a quarter ago.
3rd and 1 for Ellison from the Waco High 35-yard line. Here is the play action. Spiller pulls it out. Oh, he makes a man miss in the backfield, makes another man miss, still on his feet. He runs backwards, and he's tackled in the backfield, or tackled for no gain, so it brings up 4th down. Spiller had the 1st down, but he was making some slick moves, but when he retreated behind the 1st down marker.
Yeah, he changes direction so quickly, Tom, and if he had cut that upfield, he would have gotten the 1st down.
And they're going to spot that for a loss back to the 37-yard line, and it brings up 4th down and 3.
As well as he has run the ball, I can see why he wanted to make more men miss, and he could hit a big hole.
So 4th down and 3 for Ellison. Here is the snap. Handoff is to Sheridan. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Does he have it? I don't know. It's going to be close. I don't think he got it. I think Waco High stopped him.
And the Waco High defense is celebrating like they did.
And they did. They're going to spot that ball right at the 35-yard line, and that's just short of the 1st down. And Waco High comes up with a big defensive effort there to stop Ellison on that drive, trailing 3-0.
Yeah, you can't fault this Waco High defense in the first half. They played a really great game. That interception and forcing a turnover on downs there.
Yeah, they're really keeping Waco High in this game right now.
Xavier Williams and Redmond O'Neill split out to the right. Abrams and Ratliff split to the left. Jaden Ridge is in the backfield behind Davion Long, who's in the pistol on 1st and 10 for Waco High from their own 35-yard line. Long has the snap, hands off to Ridge. Ridge, tough running. He's got the 39-yard line, gain of 4. Ridge, a great combination of speed and also just a willingness to lower his shoulder and get those extra yards. They call it a gain of 4, 2nd and 6 from the Waco High 39-yard line, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Here is the handoff to Ridge. They fake that reverse. Ridge stiff arms a man at the line of scrimmage, but can't shake loose. Maybe got 1 to the 40, brings up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, this Ellison team is a great tackling team. Great open field tackle there.
Adrian Rodriguez comes into the game at the slot position. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield for Davion Long on 3rd down and 5 from the Waco High 40-yard line. Now he looks to the near sideline. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Ball on the left hash. Waco High moving right to left. Big 3rd down and 5 play here. It is slung out to Ratliff in the right flats. He's hit immediately. He's going to be dropped for a loss back to the 36-yard line. Going to bring up 4th down.
Ellison was all over that, Tom. Looked like they knew what the play call was going to be.
Yeah, that was there, and that's what you would be looking for, is you're looking for Jerome Ratliff, and that's who they got the ball to. But he was just surrounded as soon as the ball got there. 4th down and 8, and Waco High does bring Espinosa on, and Espinosa will punt to Isaiah Grant. It's a good snap. Espinosa's got it, and it's a good kick, high spiraling kick. Grant runs to his right and fields it. Fair catch called for at the 32-yard line. And Ellison start this drive from its own 32.
You know, if I didn't know any better, Tom, I would say that these teams have been struggling to score all season long. here in a 3-0 ball game with just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Ellison already hitting their season average for points per game.
That's right. They scored 6 in the opener and none last week.
Yeah.
So first down and 10 for Ellison from their own 32-yard line. 3:53 to play, second quarter. Ellison leads 3-0. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Breezion Spiller in the pistol play action, throws up the seam. He's got his man, he underthrows and threw behind his the intended receiver, who was Stacy Brown.
Yeah, kind of looking Brown's way the whole time there. Brown wasn't really ready for that ball and obviously underthrown by Spiller.
Three receivers sent to the left now, 1 to the right. Ezekiel Sheridan is the lone man in the backfield. He stands behind Breezion Spiller, who's in the pistol on second down and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Low snap, handoff, Sheridan. Right guard breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage across the 40, first down to the 44-yard line. And really that Ellison offensive line kind of having its way with that Waco High front on that play.
Yeah, Sheridan just had to stay right behind his blockers, and he was guaranteed at least 10 yards.
He got 11, and it brings up first down and 10 for Ellison from their own 44-yard line. 3:26, 3:25 to play until halftime. 3-0 Ellison. Low snap, gets behind Spiller, but he picks it up. Now he's dancing around between the tackles. He didn't get outside the tackle, and he throws it out of bounds. And I'm not sure the officials they throw no flag, but I don't think he ever got outside the tackles. We're going to watch on the replay. The ball gets behind him, so it's hard to tell. But he stays always within about 3 feet of the hash mark, and I think they're talking about it. No, they're not going to throw a flag, are they?
I think there was a wide receiver close enough in the vicinity for the officials to not call that.
Really?
Well, it's in the ballpark.
A guy had to put his popcorn down in the fourth row to make the catch. If they don't throw the flag, second down and 10 for Ellison from their own 44-yard line. Here is the handoff to Sprewell. Sprewell's got about 5. Let's say Sprewell, Lacewell. Santos Lacewell, who came in to replace Damasha Harris. Brings up third down and 5. Ellison content to let that clock tick away. Waco High does have 2 timeouts. 2:50, 2:49, 2:48 to play until halftime. Third down and 5 for Ellison. From right at midfield, just shy of midfield, here's the snap, and it is handed off to Lacewell. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be dropped for a loss of 1 back to the 48-yard line of Ellison, and let's see if Waco High takes its timeout now.
Waco High brought pressure on that. Tyron Minute getting into the backfield and breaking up the flow with that offensive play.
I think that Ellison's leaving its team on the field just to keep Waco High from calling its timeout. 2:06, 2:05 to play until halftime.
And Kwame Cavill does call that timeout, Tom.
Does call a timeout. So we got timeout Waco High.
Yeah, if you're Ellison here, you got to kick this one away.
No question.
Waco High really hasn't shown any signs of the ability to move the ball.
We've lost Graham Braunstein to his duties for Waco ISD TV.
Gretchen Braunstein, if you're losing, we didn't actually lose. If you're listening, we didn't actually lose him. He's here somewhere.
But we don't know where he is. So. Yeah, we're glad that the Braunsteins are listening in, and we probably shouldn't talk about this behind Graham's back, but Graham was reluctant to have his mother come up and sit in the booth with him. My mother's been in the booth. Your mother is mentioned on every broadcast multiple times.
And she's been in the booth.
Yes,
she
has.
For as long as she could handle the cold weather in the booth. And then she went out and sat in the middle of the press box. K-Fawn.
Stacy Brown comes out to punt for for Ellison. Waco High doesn't send anybody back. Doesn't look like they're going to send anybody back to receive this punt. Now they send Anthony Abrams back. Now Ellison shifts a whole bunch of personnel to the left. Waco High's confused on defense, and they're going to go for it. Stacy Brown rolls to his right. He throws. It is tipped incomplete. Hit hard there. Waco High sniffed that out and stopped that in a really fine defensive play there by Jamez Thompson.
Yeah, the ball was initially bobbled, Tom, but the contact from the Waco High, from Johnson, forced the ball out of there, and he wasn't able to come up with the reception.
Far be it from me to do what I'm about to do, but I really question that decision-making by Ellison. I mean, Waco High's offense has been sputtering, really, and you're going to give them the ball with a minute and 54 to play at their own 48, at Ellison's 48-yard line. Let's see if Waco High, this ignites that Waco High offense. 3 to the left, tight end to the right. One man in the backfield is that Ratliff in the backfield with Long? No, it's not, but the handoff does go inside. And for a very short gain, that's Kevin Burnett.
I think that's the first time we've seen him in the backfield for Waco High, Tom.
Clock runs 1:42, 1:41, gain of 1. Second and 9 for Waco High from the Ellison 47-yard line. Waco High not in any hurry, it doesn't seem. 3 receivers to the left, tight end to the right. Kevin Burnett is to the left of Davion Long, who's in the shotgun and wants to throw and has time to throw and calmly bounces. Now the pocket collapses and he's sacked back at the 43-yard line. Waco High's own 43. A minute 9, a minute 8.
Tom, I've been watching kind of all the first half when Waco High sends 3 wide receivers out to one side. You know, the tendency for Ellison is just to send 2 defensive backs over there with the safety over the top. The same thing happened on that play, but Waco High sent all 3 receivers long.
3rd down and 19 for Waco High from their own 45-yard line now. Here's the snap to Long, setting up the screen. Can't find a man. It's sniffed out nicely by Ellison, and Long just throws it out of bounds and stops the clock with 33 seconds to play in the half. Let's see if Waco High will punt here. Almost certainly they will.
Yeah, on that play got kind of blown up. You can't even really throw that down the field at that point because the offensive linemen were about 10, 12 yards up the field, an eligible man downfield. So
Espinosa comes on to punt.
So the Ellison decision to go for it on 4th down there doesn't come back to bite them, unfortunately.
Isaiah Grant back to receive the punt of Omar Espinosa. With 33 seconds to play in the half, Espinosa's got the snap. Oh, beautiful punt. High, spiraling, turns over, bounces at the 15, rolls inside the 10, rolls inside the 5, still rolling to the 3, to the 2.5-yard line. And now now Ellison's got some trouble to stay out of their own end zone. Kudos to Omar Espinosa.
Yeah, and Waco High has 1 timeout here, so, you know, if they can't get anything here on this first play, if you're Kwame Cavill, you may burn that timeout. Make them do it again. Plus, selfishly, I'd love to have a 3-2 score going into the half, you know, just
right.
Has a good ring to it.
Going into the 7th inning stretch.
Yeah.
And nobody in the backfield other than Spiller on this play. They spread them out. 3 way outside to the left, 2 way outside to the right. Spiller's in the backfield. Let's see, now whistles. They call a timeout. Ellison does. This is interesting here. You know, Spiller standing about 4 yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, Waco High came out with a 3-man defensive front. 4 linebackers. I think if you're Ellison there, you're maybe just trying to space Waco High out and let Spiller dart up the middle there to see what he can get. I do want to encourage everyone who's listening to stick around for the DeShazo and Nesbitt halftime show that's coming up here. We'll have Graham Braunstein's Student of the Week interview. We'll also have that segment from our 2016 broadcast on the Crash at Crush. September 15th, the anniversary of that event every year, and so we'll be commemorating that and throwing back to that segment from our 2016 broadcast. Want to stick around for that.
And now you're going to see a much different formation from Ellison, and Harris, Demasha Harris, who was injured earlier in the game, comes out. He's in the backfield, and Spiller goes under center from the 2-yard line, and he just falls forward, and he gets him some room. The scrum moves him out, still moving to the 7, to the 10, to the 12. He got a first down on that play. It was a quarterback sneak, and the scrum just pushed him ahead, and he just surfed it to the 14-yard line and gets out from the threat.
Tom, Sammy Johnson is down on the ground for Waco High, kind of holding his left arm.
Yeah, he or his right arm. That looks like or maybe a shoulder dislocation is what he looks like he is in great pain. Yeah. Kwame Cavill is the first person off the sideline out there to tend to him.
I think if you're either team here, you don't even call a timeout and just go to half. Although Ellison is kind of huddled up their offensive unit at the far hash. They haven't started the clock back, and there's been no signal from the officials. I'm guessing with the injury, and now they do signal for the clock to start running. 8 seconds.
They don't have to run a play, and it doesn't look like they're going to run a play. We're going to take this to halftime. We're in a defensive struggle here. Waco High trails the Killeen-Ellison Eagles 3-0 at halftime from WISD Stadium.
I'm here with Mrs. Jane Bounds. Mrs. Bounds received the Lifetime Athletic Honor Roll Award here pregame at Waco ISD Stadium. She is also a co-founder of Pack of Hope, which helps provide food to underprivileged youth in the greater Waco area. Mrs. Bounds, why do you do what you do?
For the love of children, knowing that we can help create maybe a future for these children without food, diversity, that they know that they can go to school, they can learn, they can socialize, and come out ahead. Now, that's only for the Pack of Hope. And incidentally, we service 20 in the Waco-McLennan County area, 20 school districts on a weekly basis. And they're currently feeding right under 1,000 a week.
Where would this community be without Pack of Hope?
Got me. And like I said, it takes everybody in the community to work, whether it's donating food or volunteering to fill the bags. It takes everybody. It's not a 1 or 2 person procedure.
And finally, what does this Lifetime Athletic Honor Roll Award mean to you?
Well, it's an honor to know that you have gone to school all your life in a Waco school and come out the end 55 years later and are recognized, and it's quite an honor. Very proud of it.
Well, thank you so much, Mrs. Bounds, for your constant support of Waco ISD, and thank you for speaking with me here tonight. The great Waco High Band is up next on Waco ISD TV.
Let's see if this Waco High team hasn't come out of the locker room with a little bit more energy. They certainly look like it on the sideline. Kwame Cavill down there leading the teams, jumping around, and he's in there with them.
I noticed something for the first time just a bit ago, that is that Jerome Ratliff wears cleats that have shiny gold-looking material on them. It kind of flashed and caught my eye, and you kind of got to use the binoculars to see it real good. But hopefully we'll be seeing that gold flashing down the field in the second half. They've kind of kept Ratliff at bay here in the first half. Omar Espinosa to kick this off for Waco High.
The biggest build up to a second half kickoff here.
Waco High kind of dancing in the huddle, and then they spread out along the 35-yard line, and Omar Espinosa only takes about 3 yards back from the football. 8 on the play clock. Here is the Espinosa kick, high, short kick. It is fair catch called for, caught at the 27-yard line. Fonville's laughing because he bumped into his own man.
Yeah, Isaiah Grant came on also, thought he was going to catch the ball, and they kind of collided. Great job holding on to the ball, though.
He spotted just inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for Ellison. Breezion Spiller, the left-handed quarterback, out there to lead his team.
Adrian Rodriguez heads back out on the field as a linebacker for Waco High. Usually stands in at running back. We've seen him a couple times on the defensive side of the ball tonight, though.
Ezekiel Sheridan is the only man in the backfield. He stands behind Breezion Spiller, who's got it in the pistol on 1st and 10. Play action throws left flats, caught 30, 35, first down to the 39-yard line. That was number 9, Stacy Brown.
Yeah, Waco High's going to have to prepare for more plays like that after the injury of DeMaje Harris, their running back.
1st and 10 for Ellison from their own 40-yard line. Ball on the left hash. Ellison moving left to right. High snap, but Spiller's got it. Quarterback keeper, left guard, dances to his right. Now he's just backpedaling, pushing men to the 45-yard line. Nice gain of 5 by Breezion Spiller on 1st down.
Yeah, really shifty running. Looked like Waco High had him gobbled up, and he ends up getting about 5 yards.
And corralled that snap with one hand. Stuck his left hand out there and pulled that one in.
Yeah, sometimes that can be difficult to do when you're only a 5'10" quarterback.
Spiller in the pistol, Sheridan behind him. Sheridan gets it across left guard, and he powers his way to the 1st down. Maybe got the 1st down. I think he did. He's right at midfield, which is what he needed for the 1st down. See where they mark that. They're going to mark that just shy of midfield, and a 3rd down and 1. Ellison will go quickly to the line of scrimmage on 3rd and less than 1 from just shy of midfield. High snap, Spiller keeps it. 1st down, 45, 40. He's into the secondary, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Breezion Spiller goes 51 yards for the Ellison touchdown.
Well, a run like that seemed imminent at some point. Spiller's a really shifty runner, and he's gotten out into the open field plenty of times tonight, and that time he breaks it loose and just gets past all of the Waco High defense.
LaCharles Sapp, who had a 34-yard field goal in the 1st quarter, out to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Trayon Spiller. Good snap. It's a good hold. The kick is no good. Missed it to the left. 9-0. Ellison leads Waco High. 10:30 to play 3rd quarter. Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Sapp to kick off. He kicks it to Ratliff, who's got it at the 20 to the 30. Now he's got a hold of the 40. The kicker to beats him. Midfield flag comes in. 45-yard line. Good return by Ratliff. Where is the flag, Bryan?
Yeah. It's at that 38. It looks like it's going to come back.
Oh, I do see it now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to come back. It was a good return by Ratliff.
Yeah, Jerome Ratliff's been a great returner for Waco High all season. I mean, one of these times you're hoping he'd break it loose. Like, he's a really great runner. He likes to make men miss, and he kind of dances around back there, but he does a great job doing it. And you see it right there as he gets Waco High into plus territory, but the penalty brings him back.
Yeah, Graham, it feels like it's only a matter of time before it does happen.
Yeah.
As it stands, they mark that ball at the Waco High 27-yard line. Waco High now trailing Killeen-Ellison 9-0, 10:23 to play, third quarter. Davion Long in there at quarterback. Ratliff's in the slot to his left. Handoff is coming right side to out of bounds. That was Rodriguez. Adrian Rodriguez now on the offensive side of the ball. He's got about the 28-yard line. Are they going to spot him up to the 30?
It's nice. A little generous.
Kind of on this near sideline. I kind of botched that call there. They give him up to the 32-yard line. Gain of 5 by Adrian Rodriguez. One receiver far out on the numbers to the right with the ball on the left hash, one to the left. Here is the handoff to Ratliff. Ratliff's hit at the line of scrimmage. He maybe got a yard.
And is Ridge out there?
Ridge is not out there. You've got Rodriguez and Ratliff in the backfield. Now Xavier Williams comes on at wide receiver, and Ratliff goes out to the slot on the right side. They'll have 3 receivers to the right. Ratliff, the inside receiver over there. He'll get a lot of attention there on 3rd down and 4. Davion Long in the pistol. He's got Rodriguez to his right. Play action. Blitz comes. Long throws, caught. Ratliff first down, 40, tripped up at the 45, spills forward to the 46-yard line. Nice job of Long to find his wide receiver.
It looks like Jaden Ridge has taken his pads off. He's standing down here on the sideline behind most of the Waco High players. He's still wearing his pants, but he does not have his pads or his helmet on.
So first down and 10, Waco High from their own 46-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 2 in the backfield with Long. Now everybody looks to the near sideline. That is Ratliff and that is Kevin Burnett in the backfield. Long in the pistol. Here is the handoff coming right side. Ratliff. Ratliff's got 2, maybe 3. They can spot him for 2 up to the 48.
So with the injury to Ridge, going to see a lot more Jerome Ratliff and Adrian Rodriguez likely carrying the ball out of the backfield for Waco High.
Well, Jerome Ratliff just got tackled awkwardly there and called for a sub.
Now Jeremy Powell and Kevin Burnett are in the backfield with Long. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 8. 8:30 to play, third quarter. Ellison leads Waco High 9-0. Waco High moving right to left. Here is the snap on 2nd and 8, and it is Long. He's got 5. He's got about 6-7 yards up to the 46-yard line of Ellison. It brings up 3rd down and 2 for Waco High, now into Ellison territory.
Now Jerome Ratliff has made his way to the bench, and he's being examined by trainers.
So big 3rd down and 2 here for Waco High. And here is the handoff to Powell. Powell's got the first down off right tackle to the 40, to the 36-yard line. And a good, tough run there by Jeremy Powell. 1st and 10, Waco High from the 36 of Ellison. Long gives a clap and then looks to the near sideline for the play. Waco High moving right to left. Ball on the right hash on 1st and 10 from the Ellison 36. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And here is Long going to keep it himself, kind of a quarterback trap play, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage and then looked like he could bounce it. He's going to be stopped for a loss of 1. Looked like he could bounce it out to the left, but somebody just kind of hog-tied him.
Jerome Ratliff looks like he wants to come back in. The coaches haven't quite let him yet. It looks like it was his right arm, and he will check back in.
Jeremy Powell comes off for Jerome Ratliff. 2nd and 11. Ball at the Ellison 37-yard line and a 9-0 Ellison lead with 6:51 to play in the third quarter. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Here is the handoff to Burnett. Burnett's got nowhere to go. Loss of about a yard brings up 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, all of a sudden 3rd down on those 2 loss of yardage, run by Long, and then a handoff inside.
Adrian Rodriguez goes on. Kevin Burnett comes off. Rodriguez will be the lone man in the backfield with Davion Long. He'll move to the left of Davion Long. 2 to the right, 2 to the left on 3rd and 12. Play action. Long, lots of time to throw. Now throws up the middle for Redmond. It is overthrown, incomplete. Threw into a busy area with 3 wide receivers and about 3 defensive backs.
Yeah, credit the Waco High offensive line. Gave him plenty of time to throw there, but great coverage downfield from Ellison.
It looks like Waco High looking like they're going to punt on 4th, and you hate to punt inside the 40, but you got 4th and 12.
Yeah, I think if they'd been able to pick up some yards on any of those downs, really, to set up something more manageable, you would have been more tempted to go for it there, but
let's see. Now we got Nate Reyna in there on a very short punt formation. He's got Jerome Ratliff standing to his left. Now they send 3 wide receivers out to the left side in a really odd formation. Nate Reyna, and now the flag comes in. What do we got? 3, 5,
delay a game.
7, 9, 11. Okay, I got it. Yep.
Yeah, we saw this formation from Waco High last week on a fake that they tried. They ended up picking up the first down, but it was they had to wait a long time after a timeout from Georgetown, and then Colony Cavill wanted some explanation why they weren't able to get their snap off, but they came out in that formation last week, ended up picking up a first down on a 4th and manageable. Let's see if they go with the same thing here.
Well, Nate Reyna is coming back in. Waco High took a timeout there rather than take the delay a game penalty, and they come back out with Reyna in there.
But he's a little bit deeper in his snap here than he was before.
Yeah, nobody set out wide either.
4th and 12, Waco High from the 38-yard line of Ellison. Now they do shift those 3 men out to the left, to the near side. Reyna in a sort of medium, shallow punt formation with Ratliff standing to his left on 4th and 12. Here's the snap to Reyna, and he's going to punt it. And it's a wobbly short punt, which is what he wants. It bounces at the 20, takes a Waco High bounce inside the 10. Ball is going to roll. It's still rolling. It's inside the 5. It's killed at the 4-yard line, and a good play there by Waco High to pin Ellison inside their own 5.
Yeah, great pooch punt by Nate Reyna. He's been practicing punts in practice this season, and finally gets a shot to put one out there. Does a great job.
Has he been specifically practicing getting it to roll like that? Because that was really
I'm
well
not sure.
done.
He's probably practiced those pooch punts, though, because like I said, last week he came out in that formation. They ended up actually running a pass play and picking up a first down.
Hey, while we're waiting to get things kicked off here, or not kicked off, for play to resume, want to give a couple of shout-outs. One to Christopher Diaz, who's listening from Loveland, Colorado.
Hey,
thanks for tuning in. And
my classmate.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
And we also want to thank Braunstein White for tuning in from South Korea.
Here is the handoff, left guard, 5-10. Ball's on the ground. Waco High's got it and running with it and tackled back at the 20-yard line. So that's a turnover in the red zone. And I'm trying to figure out who was that. Sammy Johnson?
I think that was Jamez Thompson.
Thank you. Big play for Waco High's defense. Are you finished with your shout-outs, Bryan?
Yeah, no. We need to talk about this play here, Tom. Yes, I couldn't tell who that was for Waco High, but as he was bringing him down to the ground, he stripped the ball out. That definitely was a forced turnover. And Jamez Thompson in the right spot at the right time.
You know, we've been talking about history tonight. Christopher Diaz, who was one of my high school classmates, recommended a book recently on some form of social media, maybe Facebook, and it was about Spanish colonization of Texas. It was a fascinating book. 1st and 10, Waco High from the 19-yard line. Here is the handoff, left side, tackled for no gain. Looked like Burnett might get the corner. He didn't, and he goes for a gain of give him 1 yard.
I'd really love to see Waco High get some momentum here and get a score. The defense is giving them 2 turnovers, and this time they're deep in Ellison territory.
Yeah, you got to come up with points here.
Absolutely. 2nd and 9, Waco High. They spot that ball at the 19. Original line of scrimmage was the 20. That went for 1 yard to the 19. Ball on the left hash. 5 minutes to play third quarter. 2nd and 9, Waco High. Here is the handoff to Adrian Rodriguez. Off right guard. He fights his way across the 15. Fights to the 11. 1 yard shy of the first down. And 2 downs to get it.
Yeah, yards after contact there, Tom. At least 5 picked up by Adrian Rodriguez after he met the resistance.
3rd and 1. Waco High looks like they want to go quickly. Here is the quick snap. Adrian Rodriguez, they blitz from the outside, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to go for a loss of about a half a yard. They brought everybody from the corners.
Yeah, just a huge swell of pressure up the middle there for Ellison and nowhere for Rodriguez to go. Waco High looks like they're sending in the field goal unit. On 4th and 2, Waco High will attempt a 29-yard field goal.
Omar Espinosa to take this attempt. Reyna's got the hold. The kick's got plenty of distance, but he missed it off to the left. 29-yard field goal attempt is no good, and that's a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, had plenty of distance. Just looked like he hooked it.
So with 3:55 to play in the 3rd quarter, Waco High still with no points on the board. Ellison leads 9-0.
Really deflating to get the ball deep in Ellison territory like that on the turnover and not come away with some points.
First and 10 for Ellison at the 20-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Sheridan stands to the right of Brezion Spiller. Here is the handoff left side. Goes for about 5 to the 25-yard line. That was Sheridan on the carry. Waco High sent a man on just as the snap of as the ball was being snapped, and the man that was sent on is Jerome Ratliff. Now he's going to come off. Is he coming off, or is he just shifting formations? Yeah, Jerome Ratliff out there in the secondary. Here is Spiller around left end. He makes a man miss at the 30. He's to the 35, first down to the 37-yard line.
Tom, I want to report on the name of that book that Christopher Diaz recommended. It's They Came from the Sky.
Yeah. It was on the tip of my tongue. I couldn't get it out. Incredible book, and it's mainly like a preview for a larger series that's coming out or may have already come out.
So wait, was this wasn't fiction? This was a historical.
No, it was nonfiction. I mean, it's a history. It's a preview for a longer history of,
a deeper dive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who came from the sky?
That is what the indigenous people that were here said of the Spanish who they encountered. They were encountering Europeans for the first time.
New segment idea, Tom. For as somebody who called a timeout. Somebody called a timeout.
Yeah, sorry, timeout. We're sitting here talking.
But book reviews. I think turn this into a kind of NPR light.
That's really a good idea, Brian.
And by that you mean it's not a good idea. I think I'd agree with you that it's not a good idea.
Just being sincere.
And during this timeout, we have the good fortune of being able to watch the chicken dance, the Bush's chicken dance, which is also the routine you have to go through to get your chicken strips here in the Waco High press box, the 2 strips of chicken.
After the Ellison timeout, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Here is the handoff. Sheridan bangs his way to the 40. I think the ball came out. It did. It looks like Ellison may have gotten back on top of it, but they're unpiling these guys here. And yeah, Ellison comes up with it. It was a fumble recovered by. And here's a flag comes up for some kind of unsportsmanlike
I
situation.
think that's going to be on Ellison.
I do too.
Yeah, every indication from the Waco High players who are reacting would lead you to believe it's on Ellison, and they are backing up.
The play went for a 3-yard gain to the 40-yard line, but it's going to be marked back to the 25. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Ellison.
Still haven't marked the ball. Here we go. Yeah.
I think that we lost Graham Braunstein again, but we believe he is down there interviewing Derek Johnson for, there he is going to be interviewing Derek Johnson for WISD TV. They marked that ball back to the 25-yard line, second down and 25. No, second down and about 22 from the 25-yard line. Spiller in the pistol. It's a high snap, but he corrals it. Now he keeps it. Left guard still on his feet to the 30. Gain of 5. Brings up third down and 17. 2:08, 2:07 to play third quarter. Ellison leads Waco High 9-0. Ellison sends 3 receivers to the right, tight end to the left. Sheridan stands to the right of new quarterback, back to pass. Loads, throws, it is incomplete. Incomplete over the head of the wide receiver. He was looking for Stacy Brown, and I think Stacy Brown didn't go up for that because there was a Waco High defender barreling down on him and kind of didn't want to expose his ribs to that, but be another punt for Ellison.
Yeah, Deshaun Floyd for Waco High had him. It would have been not a pretty collision if he had made a play for that ball.
Jerome Ratliff back to receive, not very deep back to receive, stands outside of the Waco High 35-yard line. It will be Stacy Brown to punt. He gets his right foot into it. It's going to be fielded by Ratliff. It's going to be returnable. 40, 45, left sideline. Midfield gets a great block. 40, left sideline, 30. Out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Oh, they spot him back up here. They said he stepped out. No.
Well, there's also a flag down at 45. It looked like there was a block in the back here along the sideline.
All right. They spot him inside the 14. You were pointing. I thought you were saying they were spotted. They spot the ball at the 14-yard line, but it's going to come back on a illegal block. Let's see the call.
At least I think that's what it's going to be. It looked like a block in the back to me, and I'm I'm a little biased. So
you just watch Jerome Ratliff, and you just think he is going to break one any minute now. And he just, yeah. 15-yard penalty from the 45, so this ball will be at the Waco High 40.
Well, that wouldn't be the block in the back, though. Personal foul. Wow, what a huge penalty.
So instead of being 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line of Ellison, Waco High will start this possession at their own 40-yard line. You know, Ratliff was looking up at that ball, and he was just calmly, he marked the ball in the air, and he looked upfield and to get his route and looked back up and caught that ball in traffic. That kid's going to take some back this year. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 1st and 10, Waco High from their own 40-yard line. Here is the handoff. No, Long keeps it on the zone read to the 45 to the 46-yard line, to the 47, gain of 7. Second down and 3, Waco High from their own 47-yard line. Adrian Rodriguez stands to the right of Davion Long. 3 to the left. Long just going to carry it around right end. Cuts up off tackle. He's got the first down just across midfield. Abrams and Williams and Jeremy Powell split to the left. Redmond O'Neill split out to the right. Here is the zone read, and Long keeps it, and he's just back to the line of scrimmage, maybe shy of the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
That may take us to the quarter, Tom.
See if Waco High tries to get another play off. 9 seconds left in the third quarter. and they will not take another snap. So we'll go to the fourth quarter. Waco High trails Ellison 9-0. Come back for a good fourth quarter on Waco High Radio, 101.3 FM. A lot of jealousy in this booth right now because they're showing on the Waco ISD TV screen in our booth Graham Braunstein, who is down on the field interviewing Derek Johnson. So I don't know how that happened, Brian.
Yeah, what did we do in life to end up here?
Second down and 10, Waco High from midfield. Got to make something happen sometime, and this is as good a time as any. And Long wants to make it happen on play action, and he's hit as he throws. Incomplete. That ball is loose on the ground, but that's an incomplete pass.
Now, Tom, as dysfunctional as this Waco High offense has looked at times throughout this game, this is still a very winnable ball game. Only down 2 possessions here, trailing 9-0. I don't know if you caught the and he's down, man.
The picture made with
that's going on Instagram.
Yep. So third down and 10, Waco High from midfield. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Ball right in the middle of the field. Play action. Long wants to throw, now pressured, rolls out of the pocket, trying to get the corner, doesn't get the corner, out of bounds at the Ellison 47-yard line.
Tom, as I was saying, still a very winnable game. I don't know if you caught the Arizona Cardinals game from last week where they were down, 20 points or something in the fourth quarter. Couldn't get anything going, and then all of a sudden everything started to click. Hope that happens tonight here for Waco High.
Omar Espinosa into punt. Here is the punt. Punts it away from Grant, calls fair catch, and catches it at the 12-yard line. And a good job there by Isaiah Grant, because if he doesn't make that catch, that ball's going to roll out of bounds inside the 5. But as it stands, he catches it at the 12, and Ellison will take over, moving right to left.
I hope Graham is wearing some sort of heart rate monitor or step counter, because as many times as he's been going up and down from here to the field, getting those steps in.
I think Graham's resting and exertion heart rate are exactly the same. It's like 28 beats a minute, which I think is really good.
It's like Lance Armstrong good.
All right, first down and 10 for Ellison. They got that 9-0 lead. They got the ball first and 10 at their own 12. Spiller to throw. The left-hander rears back, throws up the left sideline, and it is incomplete. Incomplete, and good coverage there by Sadarian Nichols.
Not sure he would have really had a chance to, well, maybe. Ball landed out of bounds.
It was intended for Trayon Spiller. Three receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Ellison on second down and 10 from their own 12. Spiller wants to throw again, throws into the right flats, caught to the 15, drags him into the 20, into the 23 for the first down, and that was Stacy Brown, and he turned a short gain into a first down on just pure strength.
Yeah, he just kind of drugged Naquavion Mathis for Waco High, who was right there as soon as he caught the ball, but couldn't bring him down. And
yeah, on the replay, another defender kind of disrupted Mathis's grasp, and so when he didn't get clamped down on him the first time, he had awkward body position and allowed him to be dragged for the first down. But first down and 10 it is, and Sheridan goes off right guard for about 2, maybe 3. They spot him at the 25-yard line, gain of 3. Graham, welcome back, buddy.
Glad to be back, until I realized the reality that Waco High is still trailing 9-0.
Second down and 7 for Ellison. Ball at their own 25-yard line, 10:23 to play in this game. Ellison kind of soaking up that clock here. And here is Spiller, throws into the right flats. It is caught. It is to the 25 to the 29-yard line. It's Stacy Brown again, shy of the first down.
And I think if you're Ellison, for the rest of this game, you're not in any hurry to run these plays.
So third down and call it a long 2. Ezekiel Sheridan stands behind Breezion Spiller, and he gets the handoff off right guard. He's got the first down. He's into the secondary to the 40, to the 43-yard line. Good, tough north-south running by Ezekiel Sheridan.
Yeah, broke 3 tackles on that run, Tom.
They move the chains. First down and 10 from the 43-yard line. Ellison from their own 43. 9:15 to play. 9-0 lead for Ellison. Waco High looks showing blitz. They don't blitz. Here is off right tackle is Sheridan again. He's got 4 yards to the 48. 5 yards to the 48. Second down and 5 from the for Ellison from their own 48-yard line. Play action. Oh, hands it to Sheridan. Sheridan's got a big hole, and he's got the first down to the Waco High 45-yard line. Graham, you know how when a Major League Baseball player hits his first home run and he comes in the dugout and his teammates give him the silent treatment?
So
that's what we're doing.
Is that how you're feeling right now?
From your interview with Derek Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Here is Sheridan on first down. He bowls his way for 8 yards to the Waco High 37-yard line.
I'm trying to find the Mount Vernon score, Tom. I don't know about nothing about no silent treatment.
I bet I can find it.
Second down and 2. Ezekiel Spiller again, and he's just running downhill now. He's to the Waco High 30 and a first down.
If you were wondering what that Mount Vernon score was, they lead the Canton Eagles 50-0 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Sick 'em.
Looks like they're headed to 3-0.
Ezekiel Sheridan is down on the turf, and that gives us a stoppage of play. Ellison leads Waco High 9-0, 7:43 to play in this game. Ellison moving the ball easily on this drive, and easily but also in no hurry. They're just soaking up that clock and trying to kind of just solidify this game. Ezekiel Spiller trots off under his own power. He gets a lot of pats on the back, as he deserves, from his teammates.
Yeah, carrying the load here for this team after starting running back Demaja. What did you say, Demaje?
I thought that Graham had a good pronunciation of it.
I think I said Demaje.
Yeah,
that's probably
I believe
right.
so. But obviously he went out with the injury.
First down and 10, Ellison from the Waco High 30. Here, flags, whistles. This play never got started. Delay a game. Delay a game on the coming out of the injury timeout. Speaking of timeouts, both teams have 2. Well, it won't be pertinent unless Waco High can get the ball away from Ellison and put points on the board here. First and 15 now for Ellison from the Waco High 35-yard line. They put a kind of a bunched package on the left side, a standing up tight end and 2 standing up slot backs right behind him. And here is play action, and Spiller screenplay, and it goes nowhere. It's sniffed out, tackled right at the line of scrimmage, maybe got a yard, did Trayvon Spiller.
Ivan Chappelle on the tackle. He's had a couple great tackles in the open field on plays that have lingered like that one today.
I was just thinking, if I was Ellison, I don't even know that I'd try to throw the ball again. Yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, you just want to be smart with the football.
2nd down and 14. Ellison from the Waco High 34-yard line, 3 to the right, 2 to the left, empty backfield for Spiller. Spiller drops back to pass, looks to throw, rears back, throws to his brother, who catches it in the Waco High end zone. 34-yard touchdown strike, Spiller to Spiller.
That's the last time I say anything like that. I don't know that I'd throw the ball again. Boom, touchdown. What do I know?
A beautiful pass as Trayon Spiller just came open in the middle of the field, and his brother, I think it's his brother, Breezion Spiller, they got to be brothers, right? Gets him in stride in the Waco High end zone, right in the middle of the O in Lions in the end zone. And here is the extra point attempt by LaCharles Sapp. It's a good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And Ellison takes a 16-0 lead with 6:13 to play in this one. Waco High football, 101.3 FM. Here is the kick. It is fielded by Jeremy Powell on the right sideline. He's hit immediately and dropped at the 13-yard line. The Spiller to Spiller 34-yard touchdown pass and the extra point make this a 16-0 Ellison lead. 6:06 to play in this one.
Waco High heads into a bye week after this game. They'll play Midway two Fridays from now. Still not completely out of this game, but you'd hope to get at least some positive things going offensively. Your defense has played pretty well throughout the night, but you'd like to move the ball here, take some momentum going into that bye week.
Davion Long in the pistol. He hands to Ratliff on the trap play. Ratliff has 2 yards to the 15-yard line. I'll tell you who's still in this game, too. That's that Waco High band. They sound fantastic down there. They just had them on the big screen up here doing their thing.
And we heard in Graham's interview with Sonny Cruz that they're twice as large this year, doubled in size.
2nd down and 8 for Waco High from their own 15-yard line. 5:30 to play, 16-0. Ellison leads Waco High. Long in the pistol, falls on the ground, and Adrian Rodriguez falls on it alertly. It's going to be a loss of 2 back to the original line of scrimmage, bring up 3rd down and 10. Looking ahead, Waco High has a bye week next week. Bye week, and then on the road, a short road trip over to Panther Stadium to play the Midway Panthers.
We will be there for that game.
Waco High takes a timeout here with 5:05 to play, and facing 3rd down and 9. And just, if for no other reason than just pride, they want to get something going here. Avoid the shutout.
I feel like Lisa Saxenia would want me to announce something about Waco ISD right now, but I'll try to work that into the next break, Tom.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Just big play here, 3rd down and 9 for Waco High from their own 14-yard line. Here is the snap. Play action. Long has a lot of time to throw. Throws up the right sideline. It is bobbled. It is incomplete. Williams nearly had it. He popped it up in the air twice nearly came down with it, but it will be a punting situation for Waco High.
Yeah, I don't know if Williams was necessarily ready for that ball. The two Ellison defenders that closed in on the ball, I think he thought it was either going to get batted down or intercepted, so he wasn't really focused on that ball, and he ended up bobbling it up and not being able to secure the ball.
Omar Espinosa comes in to punt for Waco High. Isaiah Grant stands well inside Waco High territory at the 35. Here is the low snap. Ellison comes after it. Oh, it's a beautiful punt. Grant doesn't even make a pretense about going after it. It bounces at the Waco High 45. It rolls inside the 35, rolls dead at the 31-yard line. 4:44 to play. Ellison leads 16-0.
Tom, while we have a minute, a couple of Waco High, Waco ISD announcements. For starters, this coming Monday, September 16th, is Waco High's PTSA Open House. That's from 6 to 8 o'clock. You can come meet your child's teachers, the administration, and counselors. Just a great opportunity to come up to Waco High for that PTSA Open House, 6 to 8 o'clock on Monday, September 16th. We also have coming up on Monday, September 23rd, the HOT College Night. You think that's the Hot College Night or the Heart of Texas? I'm going to go with Heart of Texas. College Night at University High from never mind, make myself laugh. From 6 to 8 o'clock, that's an opportunity to visit with representatives from different colleges. Again, that's Monday, September 23rd at University High School. That's for all of Waco ISD. And then lastly, and we kind of heard it in Graham's interview with Sonny Cruz during halftime, but the Waco High Interact Club is hosting a blood drive on Thursday, September 19th and Friday, September 20th in the concession area and the competition gym from 9 to 3 at Waco High. And so that, again, that's Thursday, September 19th, Friday, September 20th in the concession area in the competition gym from 9 to 3. And that is the blood drive sponsored and put on by the Waco High Interact Club.
The great thing about what just happened in this booth is that Bryan Fonville said all of that from memory. He didn't have any notes, no paper to read off of. Good job, Bryan.
Thanks, Tom.
Ellison with the ball now in a 16-0 lead with only 4:44 to play. Two receivers to the right, two to the left. Ezekiel Sheridan stands to the left of Spiller. Spiller wants to throw. Dances in the pocket, throws to the middle of the field. It is dropped by Sheridan. He had the ball in his two hands, but just couldn't come up with it. We got any good scores going on? What's Midway doing?
Midway was up 21-7. We'll have to see if that changed. Mount Vernon's extended their lead to 57-0. Bosqueville's leading Riker 40-6 with 11:46 to go in the fourth quarter.
Thank you, Graham Braunstein. Second down and 10 for Ellison from their own 30-yard line. Here's the handoff to Ezekiel Sheridan. Sheridan's across the 35. He's up to the 39-yard line. Gain of 8.
Midway has extended their lead to 28-7, 9:45 to go in the fourth quarter at Panther Stadium.
Third and 2 for Ellison. Their own 39-yard line. Sheridan again, right guard, first down, 45, 46-yard line. What is the origin of the phrase, salt this thing away? You've heard that before, they're salting it away?
Does that not have to do with, like, salting a piece of meat?
I would think so.
Before you store it?
That's probably
we shouldn't look it up. We should
just assume that's right.
I mean, it's not like we have access to an encyclopedia set. Well, you do probably, Tom.
First down and 10, Ellison from their own 46-yard line, 3:35 to play in this game. Play action. Spiller wants to throw. He's pressured. He avoids it. Now the ball's on the turf, and Waco High has it at the 27-yard line of Ellison. Spiller just dropped the ball.
And he was dancing around back there. Wasn't forced out by any sort of contact. Ball just slipped out of his hands.
Deshaun Floyd recovers it. What I like about Deshaun Floyd is he just jumps up and runs off the sideline. No celebration or anything like that. Waco High going to take over again in Ellison territory.
Yeah, you really can't fault the Waco High defense at all. 2 recovered fumbles, both deep in Ellison territory.
And an interception. Davion Long in the shotgun, 2 to the right, 1 to the left.
Timeout Ellison. Tom, going back to that encyclopedia thing, do you think it's a best practice to make inside jokes that are over a year old?
You know, man, if we're going to go back and redo
the Crash and Crush,
halftime interviews with people on the broadcast team, like we didn't even bring anybody in for that. It wasn't like y'all brought in the historian that was writing that book.
Yep. I do think I am going to go to that live podcast recording, though. That sounds pretty cool. September 25th, I think it was, 7 o'clock at Pinewood on Franklin Avenue. Pinewood Pub House. I'll probably show up. They'll have heard about me. They'll know that I have this knowledge about the Crash and Crush, and I wouldn't be surprised if they put me on the podcast.
It's going to be fantastic. Will you do what we think Graham Braunstein did during his interview with Derek Johnson, and that is, will you mention the radio broadcast?
Of course. Oh, absolutely.
I did. Don't worry.
1st and 10, Waco High from the 27-yard line. Here's the inside handoff to Jerome Ratliff. He glides across the 25, across the 20. He gets down to about the 18-yard line, close to a first down. Let's see where they spot this. I think they're going to spot that 1 yard shy of a first down, and we've got an Ellison player cramping.
This is the time when I'm wishing I hadn't run through all those Waco ISD announcements so quickly.
Waco High would have to score here, convert a 2-point conversion, then recover an onside kick and do the same thing in about 3 minutes and 5 seconds.
Hey, Graham, what did Derek Johnson say during your interview?
Well, I talked to him about his time at Texas. He said he really enjoyed, being under Mac Brown and the success that they had while he was there. And I asked him about his NFL career and, the Pro Bowls that he went to and some other things. And he kind of talked about how just playing for the Kansas City Chiefs Arrowhead Stadium is one of the best atmospheres in all of the NFL. And he just thought it was so awesome to be able to run out onto that field and all those fans just cheering for you, and he just enjoyed, especially getting to play 13 seasons with them. He just talked about how much he's grateful for the Chiefs and giving him an opportunity and how much fun he had playing with the Chiefs. And he said he'll be back here at Waco ISD Stadium. He loves coming back and supporting the Lions. Obviously a legend here at Waco High, played linebacker at Waco High a number of years ago.
Do you know where he's living now?
I do not.
Well, we'll save that for when he comes up here. We'll start with that. Where do you live?
What's your address?
That's why I'm not the sideline reporter for Waco ISD TV.
So 2nd down and 1. The injured player is helped off the field. 2nd and 1. Here is Ratliff. Same play. Inside handoff right. First down, 15, 10, 5. Hit at the 3 and out of bounds. Jerome Ratliff. 1st and goal for Waco High.
Good job working that sideline by Ratliff. Ratliff stops the clock, and Waco High will now have 1st and goal.
Here is Long. Here is the handoff. Right guard.
Mathis. Quavion Mathis in at running back.
And he does not get in. He stopped at about the 2-yard line. Maybe they spot that back at the... Yeah, they're going to spot that right at the 2-yard line on the right hash.
Was that Mathis?
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. It was, yes.
2:33, 2:32 to play. Waco High getting the play from the sidelines. Mathis and Ratliff stand on the right and left, respectively, of Davion Long, who's in the pistol, and he hands off to Mathis. He dances across left guard. He's not going to get in. He stopped at the, probably for a loss. It's either at the 2 or the 3.
They blow it dead, but an Ellison defender came out of that pile with the ball, running the opposite direction, but it was blown dead.
Now Waco High calls a timeout with 2:03 to play.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's third down. A great run by Ratliff, but two by Mathis that are not going anywhere. Really just a great job by Ellison up front. They've gobbled up these Waco High running backs all night, and even on the couple designed QB runs, Davion Long has had nowhere to go.
It's been running back by committee here this second half, and Mathis and Ratliff not of the same size that Ridge and Rodriguez. Now Kevin Burnett back out there.
Here is the quarterback sweep to the right side, and Long is not going to get in. He had Mathis and he had Burnett and Ratliff lead blocking for him, but he couldn't get more than about the 1.5 yard line.
And now just about the most pivotal play of the game. Waco High would need this touchdown to even give them a shot at tying this thing up.
Spot that ball at the 2 yard line. Burnett and Ratliff flank Davion Long. Now Long calls a timeout. Waco High calls a timeout.
Well, now that's your final timeout, so say you do punch it and get a 2-point conversion and then recover an onside kick. You have no timeouts to drive down the field. It'd be clock management for a young sophomore quarterback. Kind of odd that Waco High had 2 timeouts remaining. They just burned both of those on the same drive.
Did Derek Johnson say anything else?
I mean, not really, actually.
Hey, maybe we can take the audio from that and run it at halftime 2 Fridays.
There
right
we
now.
go. There we go.
Yeah, we need to do that.
And we'll pretend it's live. We'll throw it down to the field.
But Panther Stadium.
Yeah.
I did tell him that y'all were interested in speaking with him. He said he will be back.
All right. Here comes Waco High. Fourth down and goal from the 2. 3 receivers, including Ratliff, split far out to the left. Adrian Rodriguez stands to the right of Long, and here is a Ellison timeout.
That's their third and final timeout.
I like this, putting Adrian Rodriguez in the backfield. He's kind of got a different speed, a different gear for that defense to deal with.
Well, and he's more of a between the tackles runner than Ratliff and
Burnett
and McQuavion Mathis, who we saw just take his first carry of the season a few moments ago.
So 1:19 to play in this game. Waco High trails 16-0, trying to get a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, an onside kick, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion. Did I do that math right, Graham?
I believe so.
What math class are you in this year?
Pre-calculus.
Oh.
I've never hated math, but I mean,
it's a ringing endorsement.
Yeah.
Never hated that.
So here comes Waco High out after the Ellison timeout. Adrian Rodriguez stands to the left of Davion Long. 3 receivers in a bunch formation on the left hash on 4th down and goal from the 2. And here is Rodriguez, and he's going to be stopped short. Turnover on downs. Ellison's going to preserve the shutout. .115 to play. 16-0. Ellison leads Waco High. They tried Adrian Rodriguez off right guard, and he just got clamped onto behind the line of scrimmage and thrown to the ground. So Waco High is going to drop to 0-3 on the year. That's going to be 12 consecutive losses for Waco High. 0-1 in District 12 6A play. barring a miracle. I got to.
Well, Waco High could get a safety here and then 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points in these last minute 15 seconds.
Like that thinking, Graham. It's good stuff.
Spiller just, again, quarterback sneaks it for about 9 yards out to the 10-yard line. That's where you see that really big offensive line for Ellison. They just, they just push him forward. But that ball goes out to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, didn't they do the same exact thing at the end of the first half?
They did.
Yeah, he's not a huge QB, so by no means was he powering all of that Waco High D-line. Great O-line play from Ellison tonight.
Stay tuned for a short post-game show here. Waco High trails Ellison 16-0, 38 seconds left in this one. Ellison needs only to snap the ball one more time, and they do, and Spiller kneels it. That'll run out the clock. Ellison will go to 1-0 in District 12-6A. Waco High will fall to 0-1. We'll come back. We'll take a short break. We'll come back for the post-game show. Ellison over Waco High 16-0. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 FM.